Guys, today we're going to work on word problems with fractions. We're going to be multiplying, adding, and subtracting fractions in our word problems. And the tool that we're going to be using is not going to be distributive method this time, but it's going to be a line plot, or what we call in class a line graph. So in this first question, it says, use the data to create a line plot, or line graph, at the bottom of this page and to answer the following questions. So when we're making our line graph, we need to figure out what is the smallest number, so we know where to start our line graph, and what's the biggest number, so we know where to end our line graph. So let's look at our data. What's our smallest number here? I believe our smallest number is 1 3/8. Now I need to find what's our biggest number, 4 1/4. So on our line graph, it's going to start before 1 3/8 and end after 4 1/4. So let's see here. Let's make a line. And now we can start it at 1, because that comes before 1 3/8, and we can end it at 5, because that comes after 4 1/4. And then we can split it up. 2, 3, 4, 5. So now that we've done our line graph, we can plot our points. There's no order that you need to plot your points. You can just start at the top and work your way down. So 2 2/8. We know that that would be in the interval between 2 and 3. So we can split these into eighths. So I'm going to split it into 4 first, and then I'm going to split these 4 half again, so that I have 8. So 2 2/8 would be, let's use a different color here. Let's do the next one, 1 3/8. So I'm going to split it up in fourths first, and then split those fourths in half, so I can get 8 even pieces-ish. And then I'm going to mark 1 3/8. So that would be 1 2 3, 1 3/8. I'm going to pause my video and fill in the rest. You do the same. Okay, so now I've finished plotting all of my points. You may have noticed, if you were doing it with me, that some of these are cut into fourths and some of them are cut into eighths, which made my job a little bit trickier. But I also know how to make those equivalent fractions, right? So 1/4 I know is equal to 2/8. Same as 3/4 I know is equal to 6/8. So it takes a bit more time and it's a bit trickier, but I can still do it. So I'm now done plotting all of my points, and I'm going to start my questions. So this question 2 says, what is the difference in rainfall from the wettest and the driest month? So difference is often a word we see in questions with subtraction. So we know, because this is rainfall in inches, that our wettest would be May, which is 4 1/4, May. And our driest is February, 1 3/8. So we'll subtract May from February, and we'll see what we get. I'm going to pause the video again and I'll show you my work. All right, so to figure out what the difference is between the rainfall in the wettest and the driest season, I got the wettest month and the driest month. 4 1/4 minus 1 3/8. So I renamed this one 4 2/8 so that we're using the same fractions, and minus 1 3/8. First, I subtracted the wholes. So 4 and 2/8 minus 1 whole from here is 3 and 2/8, easy. And now I have 3 and 2/8 minus 3/8. How do I do that? Well, we learned that not too long ago. We can split this into 2/8 and 1/8. So 3 and 2/8 minus 2/8 is 3, and then subtract 1 more eighth. We have 2, I'm going to just write it down here, 2 and 7/8. That is the difference between the wettest and the driest months. I'm going to just note some other types of questions we're going to see today. So, for example, this one says, how much more rain fell in May than in April? So, questions that have how much more might involve subtraction. So, we would be subtracting how much rainfall there was in May from, sorry, how much rainfall there was in April from how much rainfall there is in May. So, May minus April. Another type of question is, in which months did it rain twice as much as it rained in December? So if we're trying to figure out how much is twice as much, we could either add, or I think what's easier is if we multiply twice as much. Another question that was a little hidden here is, what is the combined rainfall amount for the summer months of June, July, and August? So if we're combining, we know that we're adding. So we're going to add the months of June, July, and August. So I hope that this video helps. These questions take some thinking, but I think you guys can do it, okay? If you have any questions, please let me know. Bye.